Hi everyone, welcome back to JoanneTechLover. I know it's been forever, but there's a lot to tell, good grief. I'm sure some of you are curious as to where I've moved to. I mean, I used to be in LA, California, but now I am in Portland, Oregon, and I really needed the change. Love rain, and it's just such a chill city. This is a little sad, but I've been confined to about 300 square feet or a little under that of this entire place since November 2016. Yeah, it sucks. So I'm never ever doing like heavy remodeling of like houses if I'm living in the house. Houses are still cheaper in Portland than what you'd find in LA. And so I thought I got a pretty good deal for this place. And the view is everything. I wanted to save a few pennies, so I went hunting for a shady contractor. Yeah. I mean, he was cheap, you know, and the work was like decent for what he did, but ugh, never again. I shall call the first contractor I used Gary, and he was great with reclaimed stuff like floors, cabinets, you know, you name it. You know, good skill, buddy, but you suck, and here's why. The basement of the studio right now was all this ugly carpet. I don't know why anyone has carpet anymore, but it was just all carpet, and I wanted to make it wood. And so, you know, paid him some money, and he did a good job. It was fast. It looks pretty decent, except for the crookedness back there. But since this is a very 90s home, there was a lot more carpet and this ugly bathroom that I really wanted to remodel. For the other carpeted floors, I decided to go a little cheaper and just get this like dark bamboo wood. It was like really cheap for like all of this wood. And so I was like, all right, why don't you just, you know, put that in? It'll be fast, it'll be easy, and you know, we'll be done. He didn't do that wood. He actually hired other people to do it because I wanted like this wall to be wood too, because wood. This is where the nightmare began, because there's a bathroom on the other side of the bedroom and he drilled holes into the actual pipes. Like, what the? I'm sure you know what happened next. Leaks. Not the ones you can eat. Luckily, I had home insurance, so it wasn't that bad, but it was just a nightmare because he had to redo the floors down here, and I just couldn't film, and it took forever because just no. That was just one of the many awful things about him. So we experienced some freak, you know, snowy weather in Portland, and he just didn't show up for, I counted, like 4 weeks. Not like in a row, but like he would miss like 4 days a week, you know, 3 days a week, or he just would not even show up and would not say anything. And I was just like, is this normal? And every time I talked to him about design, he would forget like immediately. And the next day he would just ask me the same questions again. And this happened a lot. And if he, you know, didn't know, he would just do his own thing. And I'm just like, no, not okay. To wrap up his story, he basically just walked out on the job halfway, and it just wasn't worth it to like chase him, because, you know, he did get the floors done, thankfully. Caused me a lot of headaches, sure, but he was still cheap, you know, so I was like, okay, that's fine. Next up is Ermac, the ancient swindler, and this guy was old. I mean, I don't know how old he was, but he was just having trouble going up and down the stairs. He had this oxygen tank with him, and I was just like, I feel so bad for you. I wish you had, you know, another line of work you could do or something like that, but moving on. First, the good. He was really good with details, precise, you know, beautiful cabinets that he made for under the sink, and shower tiles were, you know, they were put up correctly, I suppose, because, you know, the other guys did a pretty crooked job. And now, of course, the bad. So we decided on a price up front because I'm like, I am not spending any more for this bathroom. Anyway, and then so he agreed to it, so I'm like, all right, cool, come over and do the work. And this bathroom was maybe 40% finished. There wasn't that much to do, but he didn't know what he was doing, so that was really awful. The main thing that he messed up on was the concrete pour in the shower area. Just, you know, that looks cool. And he did it in separate pours. So something for you to know is that it needs to be done at once. Otherwise, it looks like a patchwork of sorts. It's just ugly. But what was unforgivable was that he just kept asking me for more money and more money and more money. And I swear, I'm just too nice, okay? Because I'm like, oh, I guess that makes sense. The last straw came when he said he was gonna hire someone else for that day to do stuff while he did other stuff or something like that. So he approached me and he was like, oh, I did the other guy's work too. He didn't show up. And so, you know, I'd like his pay too. So I'm like thinking, but you only did one man's, you know, work. So what? 2 months later, the bathroom was still not finished under Ermac. And I was just like, okay, goodbye, fired. I mean, it's like, are you kidding me? Okay, so this is like a project from like December and it's still not done, but it's closer, it's closer. Before I get to Ricky, I want to mention that this is not a huge bathroom. This is not like the freaking Sultan's Palace or something, okay? This is like 200 square feet, if that, you know, maybe smaller. I don't know, but anyway, let's move on to Ricky. He is actually great. I mean, he's actually a friend now because he's awesome. He's around my age and one of the nicest people I've ever met. I'm just like, oh my goodness, you're so nice. Ricky and his parents actually got things moving along. Like they painted walls, they fixed, you know, scratches. It was nice, you know, to be like, okay, this house is not like a, you know, disaster anymore. It's coming along. Ricky's parents are actually really talented. They make awesome things like kitchen tables, a bench for the patio. It was awesome. He also connected me with Morty, who is very, very skilled. General contractor, can do pretty much everything. Plumbing, electrical, drywall, you freaking name it. He even landscapes, so it's like mind blown. However, and there's always a however, right? He never shows up when he says he will. Okay, this has happened for weeks now. I mean, he's been working for me for maybe under 2 months, something like that. And he will say every single week, I will come by Monday, does not show up. I'll come by Tuesday, does not show up. I'll come by Wednesday, sometimes shows up. So his track record is that he will show up 1 to 3 days a week, which is, I guess, a blessing in this place because it's really, really hard to get contractors in Portland. They will either charge you up the wazoo, or they will just not show up, or they will just shiest you. So let me tell you one of the hell no plumbers that I have experienced. What I needed from these, what shall I call them, Hills plumbers, was just to, you know, replace the shower heads and the shower handles. Now, they said that they would need to, you know, cut in the drywall to like access the, you know, handle stuff, and okay, that makes sense, right? Except they wouldn't replace it, which makes no sense because it's like you cut the hole, you should replace the wall. And they also would supply the parts for the new shower handles and the shower heads. So, you know, you think, okay, how much would that cost? Maybe $1,500, like, you know, nothing more than that. They ended up charging me, what was it, like $3,600 or something like that? And I was just like, no. Luckily, Morty is hourly and he's still like so much cheaper than what you find outside. Like average plumber, I think is $150 an hour. The Hills plumber is like literally $500 an hour. No, thank you. And then, you know, Morty is, I believe, 50 to 70, somewhere around there. So I'm like, alrighty. Morty's the one that's pretty much finished my bathroom. All I need is the shower glass and I think that's it. You guys have no idea how long I waited for just holes to be patched up in this basement because the bathroom is upstairs and they had to cut holes for access and all that, but they never repaired it, even though I kept pushing. But anyways, at least the computers are down here, the studio is ready to go, and I'm filming again. Woo! I really did miss all of you. I felt so bad that I just couldn't come back to work, but I have been working on a lot of side projects and very excited about those. One of these side projects is called Fennec. It is a company that I started with Logan from Tech Syndicate. I figured we both love gaming and we have reviewed and tested so many peripherals. We know what we like. We've traveled to Taipei, Shenzhen, Hong Kong, pretty much like anywhere where we could find parts, goods, and we're just like, okay, this is good, this is not what we want, you know, blah, blah, blah. Our focus is on quality, functionality, and of course, an affordable price. And we also wanted to bypass all of the buzzwords and marketing hype because really at the end of the day, you just want a product that works well. Obviously, we believe our products are awesome, but you decide for yourself and leave an honest review if you want and help us spread the word. These products will be available on Amazon, Epic Pans, and more. Without further ado, let's take a sneak peek at our Fennec Swift. This mouse features the 3360 sensor, and this is by no means a professional photo, but I'm just dying to show you guys. We're also bringing you the standard issue mouse with some upgrades like better CPI steps, improved button responsiveness, a coating that will last forever, and RGB. The standard issue is resting on top of our Fennec Stealth mouse pad, and these feel great. These products should be shipped to us by October of this year, so that is so exciting. I think that covers it for JTL updates. So hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you next time. We shall see, we shall see, we shall see. I don't know why I'm singing that. It's like two suns over there. So dang bright, people, so dang bright.